and tall. I was kind of telling you about what we will be working on today, and that is we'll be stretching our quads. Ooh, I'm just going to mute you. We're going to be stretching into our quads nicely and doing some heart openers. So nice chest openers, leggies, stuff like that. We'll build a little heat, we'll relax. But first we'll start with our breath. So finding that comfortable seat, you can cross your shins, you can bring one ankle in with the top of your foot down on the floor. This kind of pushes your knee towards the floor. And then the other one can come in. And with this, you can try to like pull your heart forward so your tailbone almost starts to stick out behind you, almost like you're arching that lower back, but then tighten into your tummy and feel your tailbone lengthen towards the floor beneath you. And then feel your tummy tighten, but feel this expansion up across the whole chest, rolling your shoulders back and relaxing them down, letting your hands land wherever feels good. And then you can close your eyes if that feels good for you. So now we'll just focus on deepening the breath. So let's breathe together right away, wherever you are in your breath cycle. With an open mouth, exhale all of the air out of your body. So get really, really empty, pushing that air out. And then seal your lips. Take a full breath in, bringing breath right into the depth of your lungs and bringing it all the way up into your chest, holding it at the top. And with an open mouth, just exhale it out, relax the shoulders, relax the chest heavier, relax through the hips and the back. Beautiful. And then again, deeper breath in through the nose, filling all the way to the top and holding the breath at the top, sipping up a little bit more. So we're trying to elongate the inhale. And then an open mouth exhale, enjoy that sense of release. And now start to elongate the exhale, engaging your belly, pushing more air out. Once you feel empty, breathe in again through the nose, pushing your belly out almost unnaturally. And like you're filling a water pitcher, feel that breath rise all the way to the top, to your throat, to your head, hold it. And then open mouth exhale, enjoy. And then work, expel more air out of that body, more stale air out. And then 2 more breaths like that. Breathing in through your nose, belly, ribs, chest, throat, head, hold it. Relax your shoulders, see if you can take in a little more air. And then an open mouth exhale. Squeeze that stale air out of your body right away. Contract and engage the core muscles. And then last, deepest breath in. Biggest breath than you can possibly take in here. Hold it at the top, sip up more. Hold it. Relax your shoulders. Open mouth exhale. Make it longer. Get so empty. Hold it out. And then just let breath fill you up naturally. And empty you out naturally. And then just observe the effect of 5 deep intentional breaths. Bringing your awareness right inside of the body, right inside of your mind. Maybe noticing any lightheadedness or nice sense of release. Noticing maybe just a little bit of a difference of how you're feeling right now versus just a couple minutes ago. And then as you're bringing your awareness inside, bring your awareness right down to your feet. Just observe your feet. Maybe move your toes a little bit and then relax them. Notice just imagine this, right? Just observe your feet in your mind, your toes, the tops of your feet, the bottoms of your feet, the parts of your feet that are meeting your mat, the parts that are not meeting the mat, the parts that maybe have clothes on them if you're wearing socks, or maybe not. So a sense of temperature. And then just feeling that connection of where your body is meeting the earth, right? So not only maybe the outer edges of your feet or ankles, maybe a little bit of the shins, outer shins, or now into the base of your hips, your seat. Sink a little heavier against your hips, against your seat, against the earth. And as you sink here, notice how supported you are. Effortlessly supported. Right? We can let our body sink down, but we're not actually sinking into the earth. We are just so supported and stable right here. So with that sense of support and stability, with your next inhale, feel your spine grow taller. Feel your chest lift in front of you. And then keep that height and just exhale, relax the shoulders and the muscles around this strong frame of your body. Let's bring our palms together in front of our heart and drop your head down. So you're diving into your heart center here. And take a moment to set an intention for yourself. A simple word, a phrase, or a mantra, an I am affirmation. Whatever is resonating with you in this moment. It can be something to guide you through your practice this next hour, or something to guide you through the remainder of the day, or whatever lies ahead this week or this next month. Finding something positive, loving, and supportive that you can remind yourself of to bring yourself back to now. Remind yourself or think about this and repeat it in your mind a few times. And then take a nice deep breath and bring a big smile on your face as you think about this intention. Exhale and release your hands down. Good, let's keep your left hand down next to your hip and inhale that right arm up with your right palm facing the left side of the room. Now, keep your hips really rooted nice and evenly here. Just take a deep breath, keeping that right hip rooted and breathing all the way up through that right arm. And as you exhale, slowly start to side bend. So then you're just working on this right arm reaching. Now start to walk your left hand out. So you're straightening that left arm, your fingertips may be tent here. And then press into that left hand, your fingers or the palm, and feel that right hip root down. Now take a nice deep breath from that rooted right hip all the way through that right side, through your fingers. Maybe look up past your arm, and then exhale, engage your belly and reach a little bit further. Now let your breath guide you here. Inhale right into that right side. Exhale, engage the belly and reach, allowing your left elbow to bend, relaxing that shoulder, relaxing both shoulders away from the neck. Take 2 more really deep, thoughtful breaths here. Deeper inhales, more complete exhales, contracting the abdomen, getting air out. 1 more. Good, and then engage your core. Inhale, that right arm all the way up, left arm all the way up. And then exhale, release that right arm down. Just start here from your left hip rooting down. Inhale the left arm up. Walk your fingers out. Slowly reach. Good. So we did it a little differently on the other side where we really just focused on this left arm reaching and then we walk those fingers out. But always know that you can find that support first, right? Finding your foundation, letting that root you, finding space to the left side and then reaching actively through this left arm. So you're straight through the elbow, active through the wrist, and all of your fingers. It's like you're just beaming your energy out through your fingers here. Now, maybe the head pulls back a little bit so you free your throat, bring your chin away from your chest. Maybe you look up here. You can also look down and then elongate the breath. 2 more here. Good, another one, fuller inhale. Feeling the skin stretching, exhale, reaching, and then inhale, lift that left arm, inhale, lift the right arm. As you exhale, twist over to your right, drop your arms down, roll your shoulders back, find that right hand landing behind you, good, and the left hand kind of on your knee. Press into that right hand, and if your pillow is really high and you can't quite reach the floor, rather than reaching for the floor, just keep your chest right on top of your pelvis, your shoulders over your hips. Lift that heart and your spine tall as you inhale, and then exhale, just reach back through that right arm. Good, using a little support of this left hand, take 2 more breaths here. Rooting your left hip down, breathe from there, lift the heart, and then exhale, increase the twist. Last one, deeper breath. Soften the jaw on your tongue, and then inhale, both arms all the way up. Exhale, twist over to your left, drop your arms down. Again, if you can't quite reach the floor, rather than leaning back for it, just hover your hand. Inhale, use the strength of your core muscles to lift the spine, and then exhale, start to twist. Gazing back as well. Every inhale, grow taller. Exhale and twist. 2 more breaths here, elongating from rooting that right hip down, breathing and lifting the heart. Exhale, twisting a little deeper. And don't hesitate to come out as you inhale, right? Come out of it just a little bit, fill up and then twist more. Good. And then inhale the right arm up, left arm up. Exhale, palms together right at your heart center. Think about that intention that you set for yourself. And then we'll release ourselves off of whatever support you're sitting on, just coming to a cross-legged seat here. So cross your shins and move your shins out in front of you just a little bit. Remove the flesh out from underneath your seat, and then press into your hands to lift your spine tall. Relax your legs, relax your hips, and then release your hands, scoop your arms up. As you exhale, start to fold forward over those legs, taking your time, and then landing your hands down. Good. Press into your hands, push your hips down behind you, and then take a nice full breath in. Pull your belly button like you're trying to pull it up into your chest, lifting your heart forward, and then exhale and melt forward, relaxing your head heavy. Allow yourself to bring movement in. If that feels good and your body's wanting to move, just move. Allow it to happen, maybe organically, right? Just notice what your body wants to do, where it feels good moving, and allow it to happen. And then allow your breath to guide you there, right? Every inhale, grow longer and taller through the spine. Exhale, lower a little bit deeper. Now you can stay here, even finding length in the spine, just breathing right against the back body here. Right into your heart space. Engage that belly, fold, let your head be heavier. Last 2 breaths here. And as much as you're reaching, you're rooting into those hands, pressing your hips down. Beautiful. And then keep your head really heavy here. Let your hands start walking back towards your body, stacking your spine, lifting your head lax, roll the shoulders, scoop your arms all the way up, big breath. Hands to your heart, intention in your mind, and release those hands right in front of your heart space. Beautiful. Let's release now, coming to a tabletop position. So on your hands and knees, fingers nice and wide, knees under your hips, tops of the feet on the floor, and we'll start with our cow and cat. So cow pose, drop your belly down first, feel your sit bones separating behind you. So the bases of your hips, separate them, right? And then let the inner elbows rotate forward with a little bend, pull your heart forward and look all the way up. Roll those shoulders back. Now as you exhale, start by tucking your tailbone, engaging your belly, pressing up between your shoulders and bringing your chin all the way to your chest, looking at your belly button. And then reverse it. Untuck the tailbone, so reach that tailbone up, separate the sit bones, let the elbows bend, roll the shoulders back, look up high. Exhale, round it out. Letting your breath guide you. So the inhale takes you all the way to the full expression of the pose, cow pose. And then we begin to exhale, the movement follows, and then we're empty as we're in full expression of cat pose. And then we inhale, we let the pose follow, and we look all the way up, full in our lungs. Then we begin to exhale, movement follows, exhaling everything out, full expression. Let's do one more here, inhaling. Of course, if there's any additional movements that feel good, please invite them in. Exhale, rounding. Good. And then find your tabletop position. Keeping your hands down. Let's keep the left hand down and inhale your right arm all the way up to the ceiling. Reach up nice and high. Just stay here for a second. Keep pushing evenly out of both knees. Press out of that left hand, reach higher through the right. And as you exhale, swoop your right arm down through the left wrist and knee. Reach over towards the left side of the room and drop onto your right shoulder and the right side of your head. Now start to activate your right arm on the floor. So the back of that right hand pushes into the earth, right? And so you start to feel that open up your chest a little bit towards the left side of the room. And now your left hand can tend and also help you. So you're increasing this twist here through your back body. Now you want to keep your hips right on top of those knees. So if you notice your hips are back here, try to bring your body weight forward, bring that shoulder forward and rest down again, rest your head. Another option here is to reach this left arm forward, pressing into that hand. Keep pressing on the right hand, nice deep breath into that right shoulder. Let's do 3 here. And then use your belly to breathe, engaging your belly as you exhale. Good, 2 more. 1 more. And then push out of this left hand, lift all the way up. Reach this right arm all the way back up. And then exhale, right hand comes down. And then we'll switch. Right hand stays on the floor. Inhale, left arm all the way up and pause here. Keep pushing out of that right hand. Roll that right shoulder back. Feel your heart lift forward. in front of you. Keep reaching, take another full breath. And then exhale, swoop this wrist down through the right wrist and knee, reach all the way towards the right side of the room, and then check out what's happening with your hips, right? Maybe move a little bit more forward, dropping that shoulder down, dropping the left side of the head on the floor, and then activating that left hand, pushing the back of the hand, all of your fingernails down, pressing the back of that left arm, and then rooting into that right hand to open up the twist, or extending that arm forward to feel a little more of a stretch to the side body. Feeling your right hip move back if you are extending that right arm forward. Good, a couple more here. And use your belly to breathe. So inhale, your belly pushes out. Exhale, squeeze it in, twist more. Good, one more. And then push out of this right hand, lift the left arm all the way back up, reach it up. And then left hand comes down. Now we're gonna do the right side again. Inhale, right arm all the way up. Exhale, swoop it through, landing onto that right shoulder, right hip on, or your hips are right on top of the knees. And now this time, bring your left hand to clasp your right hand and pull that hand like you're trying to pull it away from you and start to feel that stretch through that whole back side body. Take a nice deep breath. Let's do about 3 more here. Try to relax into your neck muscles. Notice what's straining or tense here. Try to soften into the jaw and your tongue. And then again, use your belly to breathe. Your chest is restricted here, so there's less opportunity to fill up with air in your chest. So we're trying to fill in the belly. Good, keep pulling. Awesome. And then release that left hand onto the floor. Push, lift the right arm all the way back up, reach. And then exhale, right hand down. Now, right hand is on the floor. Inhale, left arm extends up, reach up. Exhale, swoop it through, landing, keeping the hips right on top of your knees, dropping onto the shoulder and the left side of the head. And then right hand clasps the left. And we start to try to pull that left hand away. It's not really gonna move, but you're gonna feel this stretch through the back body. Really keep actively pulling and feel that stretch through the left shoulder. Relax your neck, your head, your jaw, your eyes, and then a couple more belly breaths. Beautiful. And then release that. Right hand on the floor in front of the face. Push into that hand. Inhale the left arm up. And then exhale, release it down. Let's do a cat and cow here. Exhale, cat pose, round that whole back. And then inhale, cow pose. Roll the shoulders back, open the heart. Beautiful. Curl the toes, push your hips down to your heels. And then move a little bit, feeling pressure on those feet. My feet are feeling pretty chilly right now. So this is gonna be nice to just build a little body heat into my feet here. Beautiful. And then we're gonna come to sit up onto our heels. So sit all the way on those curled toes. Even enjoy it a little more. And then bring your arms forward. Thumbs coming to your palms, wrap your fingers around, and then gentle circles. Moving your wrists around in circles, maybe together, in the same direction at the same time, or in the opposite, going in opposite directions. Now switch the rotation direction, and then just forget about your feet. If they're screaming at you, see if you can relax them a little bit. See if you can resisting the amount of pressure that you're putting onto your feet. Take one more breath. And then relax your arms, shake it out, walk your hands forward again, fingers wide, untuck your toes, and a little nice tap on the floor. And then curl those toes again. Actually, I take that back. Keep the left top of the foot on the floor and extend the right leg back. Toes on the floor and push that heel back so you feel a nice stretch through that calf. Maybe bounce very gently a couple times. Take a deep breath. Okay, and then we're gonna swoop this right heel onto the floor. Find the whole bottom of your foot on the floor and the outer edge of your foot rooting. So you might feel a little stretch to your ankle. And then press out of this left hand, strong through that left shoulder, and inhale that right arm all the way up. Now root into the top of your left foot here. If you feel teeter-tottering, like you're losing your balance, you can always move this left heel off of your mat behind you a little bit. Ooh, I have kitty hair on my nose. Or keep pushing it down with the toes pointing to the back of the mat. Press into that foot here. Root into the bottom of your right foot, reach higher through the right, and then flip your right palm all the way forward and reach, extending that side body. Take a nice deep breath. Good, another one. And then inhale that right arm up. Now we are all gonna swoop this left heel off the floor. Come on the inner arch of your right foot and then lift that leg up. Beautiful. Now bend the knee, bringing that foot behind you, and then reach back maybe for the top of your foot, your toes, or your ankle, and start to just squeeze your foot against your glute. So squeeze that foot in towards your butt, right? And then feel your right kneecap reach back behind you. Almost you could push out of this left hand and feel that right kneecap reach back. Engage your belly, feel your tailbone grow longer towards that right knee. So your lower back is trying to stay long here. Take a couple more breaths. Stay rooted. So you're gonna keep your balance by pushing against the earth wherever you're meeting the floors, even the top of that left foot. Beautiful. And then we're gonna start to kick this foot into the hand. So now you're back bending a little bit, opening up your heart, opening up across the front of that left or right hip, pushing that foot into your hand, maybe even bring the back of your head behind you. So you're really opening up the front body. Take another big breath. And then mindfully release, bringing this ankle closer to your glute. Release that leg, extend that leg long. Right arm all the way forward. And then drop the bottom of that right foot to the floor. Push out of this left hand. Feel like you can lift that right hip higher. Take another big breath. And then exhale, this right hand comes down. Oh yeah, so good. Bring the right knee in, maybe a cat and cow here. Awesome. And now we're gonna do the opposite side. So now your left leg extends back. Toes on the floor, push that heel back a couple times just to feel a nice stretch to the back of the leg. Engaging the belly with the exhales. All right. Now keep the top of that right foot rooted. Just swivel the left heel to the floor so the whole bottom of your foot lands. Push to the top of this right foot. So already find this foundation rather than just landing there. You're rooting, you're pressing, and then inhale. Extend this left arm up. Now remember, if you feel teeter-tottery or losing balance, just simply move your right heel off of the mat behind you a bit, but see if you can test your balance and push to the top of this right foot. Even press your right knee down, engage your glutes, feel the tailbone grow longer to that left heel, and then left palm flips forward, reach forward here. A few deep breaths. Maybe looking up here, or you can look down. Remember, whenever we change our gaze, it always messes with our balance, our sense of balance. So notice how by looking in a different direction, you may feel like you have more stability or a little less stability. Okay, now we're gonna lift that left arm up. Keep rooting out of the right hand, keep rooting out of that right foot, but yeah, you can swoop that right foot off of the mat. So this is gonna give us a little bit more stability as we now extend this left leg up. Bend that left knee, foot behind you. Grab for your toes, your foot, so you can point your toes. Grab for the toes, your foot, your ankle, whatever. And then just start squeezing this ankle into your glute, okay? And then like your leg is just a straight line, beaming long behind you. Reach back through the kneecap. Like there's a string on your kneecap and it's pulling. You should start to feel that stretch. Nice deep rounds of breath. Keeping your tummy nice and strong. Feeling your tailbone reach towards that left knee. Beautiful, guys. Another one. And then start to kick that foot into your hand and allow yourself to back bend behind you. So you're pulling your head back, you're opening up across your chest, squeezing even your shoulder blades behind you, poking your heart forward, your belly forward, your hips forward, and feeling that foot kick into your hand. Another deep breath. And then slowly bring that ankle back towards your glute, good. And then mindfully release that grip of the foot. Extend that left leg long, drop the foot to the floor. Feel the arch or the outer edge of your foot root, and then extend this left arm forward. Changing your gaze whenever you need to, noticing any strain in the neck, deep breaths. Keep pushing out of that right hand, feel the left hip lift, another full breath, and then left hand comes down. All right. Now, cat and cow, just take a break, whatever feels good. Inhale up, exhale, round it. Ooh, feels good. All right, curl those toes, sit to your heels, and then let's just work on the wrists a little bit. Rotate your hands to the outer edges of your mat, fingers pointing towards your knees. Drop your palms down and just sink into it. And then from here, activate your fingers. So push all of your knuckles, your finger pads into the floor. Notice how it turns on the stretch a bit more. And then start to see if you can bend your elbows a little bit, just enough to turn the stretch on even more. Engage your belly as you exhale here. Couple more breaths. Softening the facial muscles and just allow yourself to observe the sensations that are presenting themselves to you as they happen. So you're keeping yourself and your mind really present in this space and time. And you're just giving yourself the permission to be with you, the most important thing in this moment. Good. And then engage your belly. Let your back body round a little bit and peel your wrists up, your palms up, and your thumbs. So now all of your fingers are pushing down just for a sec. One big breath. And then peel all the way up. Shake out those hands. Shake, 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 shake. And then we'll find our tabletop again. And from there, keeping your toes curled, let's lift those knees about an inch or two off the floor. So lifting your shins as well. Now we try to elongate the spine. So feel that tailbone arch up, right? Stick that tailbone up behind you. Keep your knees low, but push your chest towards your thighs. Relax your head through your arms. So your ears almost feel like they're in line with your arms. Now look up. Try to open up. Feel your shoulders rolling back. Look up like you're arching the back. Keep your shoulders broad, but then drop your head through your arms. Now lift your hips up, straightening your legs, and then drop your heels to the floor. Downward facing dog. Nice deep breaths here. And then you can sway your hips side to side. You can walk your dog, bending one knee, dropping the opposite heel, and then switching it out. But try to find your breath to match your movement. So we inhale both heels up, we exhale, drop one heel, bend one knee. Inhale up, exhale, switch. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Let's walk our big toes together here. Find stillness in this down dog with the toes together. Again, shoulders are rolling back, tailbone's reaching up, deeper breath in. Engage the core as you exhale, pulling those ribs in, pressing them against that back body. And then keep the left heel really rooting down towards the floor. As you inhale, slowly lift the right leg up behind you. Feeling that right glute engage, the right hamstring is strong. Reach back through that right heel, activate that front thigh muscle. Leg is straight and strong. Take another deep breath, lift it up. Exhale, bend the knee, bring it forward. Bringing that knee to your nose, bring your shoulders over your wrists, and then inhale that leg back to a three-legged dog. Exhale and drop it down, downward facing dog. Right away, inhale slowly, left leg lifts, keeping your hips parallel to the floor. So notice how maybe that right or that left hip wants to lift. So keep that left hip dropping down. So you can look at the hip points here and see that they're about parallel to the floor. And then use that left glute to engage or to lift the leg. So left glute is engaged, left hamstring is lifting. Activate the front of the leg too. And even your right leg, press. Feeling that thigh push back here, strong through the leg. Lift higher, take a breath. Exhale, bring that knee to your nose, rounding your upper back, bringing your shoulders forward. Inhale and bring it back to a three-legged dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a nice deep breath in and then sigh it out. Let's drop to our knees nice and wide, finding a child's pose. Big toes meet, hips to heels, rest your forehead and flip your palms up. Relax here for a second. Maybe rock your head side to side, left to right. And then we'll lift back up, finding your tabletop position, finding your downward facing dog. Curl the toes, lift the knees, lift up and back. Good. Feet are about hip distance now, and then we're gonna slowly walk forward to our hands. So just lift your right foot right above the floor, and then feel this whole leg pull up towards your hips. So just hovering that foot, pull that hip up, and then drop that foot. So what you're doing is you're trying to hike this whole hip or your whole leg up into your hip, and then it pulls the foot up a little bit. And then do the same thing with the left. Hover it above the floor, pull that whole leg into the hip, and then see if you can step forward a little bit. Hover the right leg, pull that whole leg into the hip, and then step. Now you can bend your knees whenever it feels good, but keep doing it. Good. Remember, you can always come onto the fingertips Beautiful. And then we'll find our forward fold with your feet about hip distance. Once you're there, bring your hands on your shins, lift halfway. Deep breath. Exhale, fold forward. We're going to do that 2 more times. Hands on your shins. Inhale and extend that spine forward. Exhale, fold all the way, letting your back round. Inhale and extend forward. Exhale, fold, let the back round. Hang out here, grab your elbows. Swaying in a forward fold, move a little side to side, relax your head, nod yes and no. So it's morning time, maybe it's the middle of the day for you Candy on the East Coast, but we're still allowing our body to wake up, right? So we take a little bit of time, we take a little bit longer to kind of get into the flow, just to allow our body to open up and bring more blood into areas that maybe haven't started rushing blood through yet. And then drop your hands, bend your knees, engage your belly, and push away from your feet to roll all the way up to standing. Roll your shoulders once you're standing. Inhale your arms all the way up. Exhale your hands together into your heart center. Take a breath, remind yourself of your intention, and release your hands. Inhale, swoop your arms behind you like you're doing a big circle. Reach all the way up, squeeze those glutes. Now we'll cross our thumbs above your head. So cross those thumbs like you're making a little butterfly. And then engage those glutes, push your hips forward, but lift your heart. And then reach back. And then inhale, center, fold forward, opening your arms out wide, dive down. Hands by your feet, head heavy. Inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale, plant your hands, step the left leg back nice and far. So you may want to shimmy that foot back and then drop the knee down. For a low lunge, we untuck those toes and then inhale, both arms up. Push away from your right foot so you feel the stability here, right? So if you feel teeter-tottery, step your right foot out a little bit so your knee and your foot are about hip distance here. Both arms are up, palms face each other. Take a full breath in, and as you exhale, keep your left glute really tight, keep your core strong, and start to sink forward into your hips. Every inhale, grow longer through that side body. Exhale, sink a little deeper. Couple more rounds here. Another full breath. And then exhale, fold forward all the way, hands down. Now we're gonna walk your right foot out to the edge of the mat here. Bring your right hand onto the knee and push that knee open. Roll onto the outer edge of that right foot and keep your ankle really flexed and strong here rather than just relaxing it and rolling onto it. Engage through that ankle joint. Press that knee open. Push out of this left hand and lift your heart forward. And then as you exhale, allow your left hip to sink towards the floor. Another deep breath, heart open, pressing this knee open, feeling a little stretch there. Another full breath. Good. And then we're gonna bring this foot back onto the floor, bring this knee in just a bit, and then bend forward. Bring your right hand on the floor, bend, and start to bend your right knee, toes up to the ceiling. Now this is where your strap or your towel comes in handy. We're gonna push out of this left hand again, swoop your right arm up and back, and reach back for the ankle, or loop and lasso that foot and pull it in. Loop and lasso with your strap or your belt or scarf or towel. Now press out of this left hand, feel your heart center open. As you exhale, a gentle pull of this foot. Woo, my left thigh is tight. Deeper breaths here, let's do 3. 2 more, I love making noise, so don't mind me. Allow yourself to. What are your authentic noises, right? If you could make noise with every breath, what would it be? 1 more, see how relaxed you can get in this stretch. Awesome, and then release mindfully, beautiful. Bring your hands on the inside of your foot. Your right foot's out to the side, and then we untuck those left toes, move your hips back. Straightening your right leg and coming onto the heel so your right toes lift. Start to walk your hands back towards your body. Take a full breath. And now feel your tailbone reach back as your heart pulls forward. As you exhale, allow your palms maybe to come down. Maybe the heart comes down a little. Let's take 3 more breaths here. Another one. And then press up into your hands. Keep your right leg strong. Inhale and extend your left arm all the way up. Messing with your balance here, keep rooting out of that right heel. Extend up higher through that left arm. Feeling the left side body stretching. Try to relax that bottom right shoulder. Take another full breath. And then reach forward. Exhale, lower that arm down. And then keep that hand down. Lift the right arm extending up. And at the same time, feel this right hip move back. Extend that right arm up. Right leg is strong. Toes are up. Full breaths in. Reaching higher. Hugging that left rib cage under you. Another couple. Beautiful, guys. Another one. And then release that arm back and all the way down. Beautiful. Rebend that right knee. Walk it forward. Beautiful. Plant your hands. Step or curl the left toes. Lift the knee. Hang out here for a second. Just take a deep breath. Engage your belly. Push out of your hands and come to a three-legged dog. So you press out of your hands. Lift this right leg. Maybe move that right hand back. Lift that right leg all the way up and start to now lift your right hip on top of your left. Start to feel your left heel push down to the floor so you feel a little stretch to the back of that leg. Right knee is lifting higher and start to drop your right shoulder towards the floor so your chest is almost parallel here. Nice deep round of breath. Reach up through that right kneecap. Maybe circles with the ankle here. Maybe other direction. And find your breath. Inhale, extend that right leg long behind you. Slowly drop that hip parallel to the floor. Bend your knee. Bring it forward, engaging your core. Bring your body weight. And then bring it back. Inhale, three-legged dog. Left heel down, right heel up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a deep round of breath in. Open mouth, exhale. 2 more. Exhale it out. Beautiful. And then we're going to bend our knees. Look at your hands. Take one big step forward with your left foot. Left foot forward, right foot forward. Inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands, now right leg back. Plant it down, shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. Drop that knee to the floor. Untucking your toes. Find your foundation, so maybe your left foot moves out just a little, seeing that your knee and your ankle are in hip distance. Inhale, push away from your feet. Inhale, those arms all the way up. Right away, engage that right glute, tighten your tummy, reach higher through the arms, and then exhale, allow yourself to sink forward. Few more breaths here. Relaxing those shoulders, allowing yourself to sink into it, letting gravity take you, but staying strong and resisting the floor. So push away from this left foot still, even as you find the space to sink. And then elongate that top body. And then exhale, we'll fold forward, reaching forward as you fold. Planting your hands, bring your left hand on the inside of the foot. Walk that left foot out to the side. Now your right hand's gonna be just to the side of the mat. Left hand is on the inner knee, and we'll start to push that knee open. At the same time, we drop our hips low. We roll onto this outer left ankle, which is nice and strong. We press out of that right hand, we roll the shoulders back, lift your heart forward, and then exhale, sink into your hips. Now you can also do this slight rotation where you're bringing your left shoulder back and right shoulder forward here. Noticing how that feels for your body, deeper breaths. And as you inhale, try to elongate this whole front body here. Breathe against it. Beautiful, one more. And then push out of that right hand, revisit this left foot onto the mat, and then both hands are in front of the knee. We're gonna move those hips back, straightening your left leg. Walk your hands back with you. Left toes are pointing up to the ceiling. They're flaring, they're spreading. We take a deep breath to press into the hands, lift your heart forward, but feel that tailbone reach back. And then we exhale and slowly lower. Take your time, take your breath with you. Breathe into the spots of the body that feel tight, right? Bring oxygen, space, and expansion there. Two more breaths. Staying strong with the inhales and exhales, right? So try to elongate, inhaling deeper, exhaling all of the sticky stuff out of the body. Beautiful. And then we're gonna come back up onto the hands now. Left hand staying first. Inhale, extend that right arm all the way up to the sun. Now feel that right hip move back. Reach higher, rolling that left shoulder back. Beautiful, guys. Deep breath. Still engaging the core with the exhale here. Another one. Good, and then right arm forward and down. So you feel that stretch through the back. Beautiful, right hand down. Inhale, left arm all the way up. Now as your left arm is lifting, feel that left hip move back behind you. Turning on that IT band. Breathe into it. Remember, breathe space into the tightness. Maybe looking up, or you can look down. Couple more. One more breath. And then reach back, lower that arm down, rebend this left knee. Beautiful. Curl the right toes, lift that knee, hang out for a second, feel that heel pull back. Right glute is tight, pressing out of your hands. Now find your foundation, fingers wide, maybe your left foot even moves out further to the outer edge of the mat, so you find your wrist shoulder distance. Push out of your hands, swoop this left leg back to a three-legged dog. Right away, bend the knee and start to open up your hip. Push that right heel down and feel your left shoulder push down, so chest is parallel. Good, reach higher through that left knee. And at the same time, feel the outer right hip pull towards the midline of your mat. So you're feeling the elongated right side body here. Deeper breath. Maybe circles with the left ankle. Relax your head and the neck. And then we're gonna straighten that left leg, point your toes, slowly drop your hip parallel to the floor. Bend your knee, bring it forward to your nose, engaging your core, rounding your back. Inhale and bring it back up, three-legged dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a nice deep runner breath in and sigh it out. Bend your knees, gaze at your hands. Take one big step forward with your right foot and then your left foot. Inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands, left leg's gonna step back, only far enough to allow the whole heel to drop. Right knee bends and start to feel your right hip push to the midline of the body and the mat. Engage your core, inhale, and extend your arms forward and lift all the way up. Yes, warrior one. Bend that right knee, sink lower, engage this left glute back here so you elongate that tailbone. Feeling your lower belly lifting up towards your chest. Take a nice deep breath, start to look up. And as you exhale, cactus to your arms and open up your heart center here. Inhale and extend those arms forward, straighten your spine, look forward. Exhale and cactus T, like there's a string on your heart, lifting it up to the sun. Squeeze your shoulder blades. Inhale and extend all the way back up. Exhale and cactus T. One more time, inhale. And take that back, two more times. Exhale. Last round, inhale. Grow tall and long. Exhale and back bend. Open up that front body. Inhale and extend. Hands to your heart center as you exhale. Beautiful. Let's lift that left heel up. Come onto the toe mound. Start to step this left leg forward. Beautiful. And then we're going to balance on this right leg. Bend that left knee. Bring your left hand behind you, pulling that ankle into your glute. Now feel your left knee. I'm going to mirror you. Feel your left knee push against your right knee and feel that knee grow long down towards the floor. Reach your right arm behind you and grab for that foot. Now keep squeezing it in and feeling it pull down. Elongate the front half of your body, the top half. Deep breaths. Beautiful. Now we're going to get into this a little differently, okay? So we're coming into a variation of a dancer pose, but we're not going to kick the foot into the hand. We're keeping this ankle close to the glute. Inhale your right arm all the way up. Take a full breath in and slowly hinge forward. So allow your right knee to be a little bent. Hinge forward at that right hip Extending your right arm forward and feeling that left kneecap pull back behind you. 3 to 5 full breaths here. And I'm saying 3 to 5 because we all have different size lungs, all right? Let's do a couple more. See if you can drop that torso, reach that left knee back. One more. And then slowly release your left foot, extend your left arm forward, extend that left leg back. Warrior 3, take one full breath in, bend your right knee, drop the toes of your left foot down, inhale and extend your body up. Awesome. Exhale, fold forward. Planting your hands, step that right leg back. Find your plank pose and then take a nice deep breath. As you exhale, drop your hips, but lift your heart forward for a floating up dog. Roll those shoulders back, let those elbows bend a little. Lower the hips, the legs, the tops of your feet, and then all the way to the belly. Keeping your hands under your shoulders, elbows squeeze in, shoulders back. Inhale, lift. Cobra pose. Exhale, lower. Curl the toes. Press back to your knees. Hips to heels for a second. Deep breath in. Sigh it out. Inhale, look up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a nice deep inhale. And exhale it out. Let's bring the big toes together and inhale your left leg up. Exhale, bend the knee, bring it forward to your nose, and then drop that foot between your hands. If your foot drops in the middle of the mat, bring your left hand to get it forward. And then step out of that right foot to move that right foot forward a little. Bend that left knee, engage that right thigh. Inhale, arms extend up, torso lengthens, deep breath. Relax into that left knee, bending deeper, but staying strong through that right leg. Right glutes tight, tails long, lower belly's lifting. Take another full breath here. And then cactus T, back bend. Squeeze your shoulder blades, elbows go wide. Inhale and extend, look forward, reach up. Exhale and cactus T. Inhale and extend. Exhale. 2 more times here. Exhale. 1 more time. Exhale. Inhale and extend. Hands to your heart center. Beautiful, guys. Lift up off of that right heel onto your toes. Start to shift forward, stepping, or right away, come to balance and bend that knee. Reach for that right ankle, bringing that ankle into the glute. Maybe the left hand grabs it too. We find something to stare at to keep the balance. And then we bring this right knee close to the left knee and we feel that knee energetically, your right knee energetically pull down to the floor. Roll the shoulders back, try to elongate the upper half of the body. Beautiful. Now we can release this left hand and extend it up. Full round of breath in. As you exhale, keep this right ankle squeezing to the glute and hinge at that left hip. Reaching forward, trying to find that right hip parallel to the floor. Reaching that right kneecap back. Deeper breaths. Staring at something, maybe the gaze is down so the back of your neck is long. Couple more. Last one. And then slowly, mindfully release that right foot, extend it back. Right arm goes forward. Take a deep breath. Bend the left knee, drop that right foot to the floor. Inhale, both arms up, high lunge. Exhale, fold forward. Plant both hands, step back. Find your plank pose, take a full breath. This time, drop your knees wide as the mat, okay? And then we're gonna lift those toes up, roll over your knees, drop your hips. Let your hips drop low, your toes up, roll the shoulders back, lift your heart. Take another deep breath here. Engage your core, push into your hands, roll over your knees, bring your big toes to touch, child's pose. Rest your forehead to the floor, move those hips back. Nice deeper breaths. And then we'll inhale and lift up. Now, coming to the center of your mat, we're gonna bring our knees about hip distance or a little wider. And then your ankles are gonna go wider than your hips, but the tops of your feet are on the mat. Now we're gonna slowly take your time and try to sit between your heels. So at some point it may be that the knees are like, no, we're not going down. So find support. You can find a pillow, you can find a blanket underneath your seat so that you can just sit right on top of it and just feel this big stretch on the tops of your ankles. What we're aiming for is not only the stretch on our ankles, but onto our thighs. So hero's pose, we try to have those knees pretty close together. So once you're here, try to inch those knees closer. If you feel any sensation in your knees, open your knees wider, and that will take some of that strain out of there. Strain is not necessarily a bad thing. Muscles respond really well to strain. Roll the shoulders back, lift your heart up. Now you can choose to stay here and just work with the stretch on your ankles and your thighs, right? And if you're sitting down with no problem right between your ankles, awesome. Just ease into it, right? Because it's still a big stretch for today. And then bring your hands behind you and start to maybe bring body weight backwards. Okay, so now maybe knees are closer, maybe they're wider, doesn't matter. Press out of your hands, start to lift your heart forward, rolling the shoulders back. So you create a little bit of a back bend here. And then maybe allow your elbows to bend. So then we're bringing a big stretch through the shoulders. And then you can maybe stay here or walk your hands closer towards your feet. Drop down to one forearm, drop down to the other forearm. Maybe look up or commit to dropping your head back. If it feels available for you to lay all the way onto your back, go for it. Let those elbows open wider. Drop onto that back body. Maybe your arms extend above your head, grabbing opposite elbows. Nice deep rounds of breath here. Wherever you are, whether you're sitting upright or you're halfway down or you're all the way down, just allow your eyes to close and find your breath. Couple more breaths. Find ease with every exhale as we're settling down now. One more. If your hands are above the head behind you, bring your hands back towards your feet, push up to your elbows, and then walk your elbows back so then you can find your hands. And then we'll all come forward, bring your hands forward, take whatever support is under you, and then swoop those ankles off to the side, come onto your seat, and let your legs go long. Nice long legs here, hands by your hips or behind you, and just shake those ankles and your feet left to right, left to right, left to right. Little windshield wipers. And then once they feel a little bit more loose, then start doing nice big circles. Just opening up into the joints. We just created a nice deep stretch there, really, really therapeutic. But what's even better is that we're bringing even more blood through with some gentle rotations. Right, our ankles are super important to stay really, really fluid because our feet and our ankles support the entire rest of our body. Right, they're almost like one of the smallest parts of our bodies, but they're the strongest because they hold the rest of us up. So it's really important to roll your ankles and massage your feet and spread your toes so that you can constantly keep your balance and stability, especially as we age. All right, now we remove the flesh out from under our seat, reach your arms all the way up, extending, looking up. Exhale, fold forward, rest your hands wherever, doesn't matter about touching your feet. Take a nice deep breath, lift the heart. Exhale, melt, relax your head even more. Take just 2 more breaths here, taking advantage of breathing against the stretch. Good. And then slowly look at your toes, reach forward for your toes, and then like someone's pulling you back. Engage your belly, roll back. Like you're reaching for your toes, but something's pulling you. Take your time, dropping 1 vertebrae at a time, all the way. Pause right before your shoulders touch, and then lift your ankles off the floor, half boat. 5 breaths. Roll the shoulders back, lift your heart forward, take a breath in, engage the core as you exhale. 3 more. 2 more. Legs are strong. 1 more. And then slow, mindful landing, everything to the earth. Good. Shake, wiggle, and jiggle, and then bring your right knee in. Squeeze it, just a couple. Release it, bring your left knee in. Squeeze it, just a couple, release it. Drop both feet to the floor so your knees are bent. Okay, ankles are close to your glutes, hands by your hips, push, lift, bridge pose. Tuck your shoulders underneath you one at a time. So as you lift and you feel you can't lift your body anymore off of the floor, just tuck your shoulders. Maybe interlace your hands under your back and push your arms like a lever against the floor, lifting your hips higher, right? Or you can bring your palms to face your hips and tuck your thumbs under you to prop your hips up with your thumbs. Deep rounds of breath. Let's do 2 more. And then slowly release, lift your heels and ripple 1 vertebrae down at a time to your hips. Good, let your arms open out wide, keep your feet wide, drop your knees together. Drop your knees to the right, lift them up, drop them over to the left. Lift them up, exhale to the right. Inhale up, and then exhale to the left where we'll drop and relax them. So remember, your feet are as wide as the mat here. It's a little bit of a different type of twist. And we're stretching more in towards our hip and our thigh and even the low back. So right arm is gonna reach behind you. Left hand can just land on your belly. This is kind of naturally where my hand always goes. And now lift your left ankle up. Bring it on top of your right knee and feel that weight, pull that knee down. Deep breath, in and out. Now we can start to really relax the body, knowing that we are almost ready for our Shavasana. So let your breath start to be maybe a little more passive. Maybe it's intentional, that's fine. But allow yourself to find a release, a sense of release with every exhale, right? Relax the jaw. Relax inside of the mouth, your tongue. The inside mouth muscles, even inside the cheeks. Feel your eyes relaxing. If your left hand is on your belly, just feel that very natural flow of the breath and the beating heart. Your own vibration and song inside of the body. Now we'll release that right arm back down, maybe out to a T. Release your left ankle off the foot and lift your knees back up. Pause here for a sec. Keep your knees wide, or your feet wide, and your knees drop together. Just hang out. Notice how the lower back feels. Take a breath. Good, and then drop both knees over to the right side. Dropping the outer right hip really heavily. Left arm lifts up and extends all the way to the back of the room. And then right leg lifts and lands on top of that left knee, pulling it down. Full breaths. And then maybe after that first really nice, full, intentional breath, you let the breath be passive. Maybe your right hand's on your belly and your gaze is wherever feels good for you. And just start to relax the body a little more into this stretch. Bring your awareness into where you feel the stretch the most. And it doesn't have to be on the left side. Maybe you feel something more on the right side. There's no right or wrong. And what I really want you to do is just observe with like a playful curiosity and a sense of love and compassion for yourself. So you're just noticing like, oh, that's what's happening inside? Cool. Just observe, right? There's no, oh, should I be feeling this? Is this right? Is this wrong? You're just finding this space of neutrality, this open space, expansion, and acceptance. Just recognizing with love. That's it. And then slowly release that right ankle off the knee. Bring your left arm back. Lift those knees. Now let your knees drop wide and the bottoms of your feet touch. Right hand on your belly, left hand on your heart. Push into your elbows to lift your upper back. Tuck those shoulders under you and then relax. Let your neck be really long. Take a nice, well, let's exhale all the air out actually. Open mouth, exhale. And then seal your lips and take the deepest breath in. Push your belly up. Fill your ribs, fill up into your chest and your throat and your third eye. Hold the breath, sip it up. Hold it, sip it. Open mouth, exhale. And soften everything. Relax heavily. Good. Now just finding the space of rest. If you want to shift from this reclined bound angle pose to a shavasana, do it with ease. Do it mindfully and slowly, just lifting those knees, feeling what it feels like to lift the knees and replant the feet and extend the legs one at a time. Relax the feet, relaxing now through the legs and your hips. Start to feel your whole body just settle down here. Start to feel your whole body relax. Knowing that there is nothing else to do right now except to let all of the muscles soften and melt with ease. And as you notice the mind drifting and identifying and judging, just recognize with love and come back. Back to your breath, back to release, and back to your intention. And then slowly begin to deepen your breath. Slowly begin to move again, wriggling your toes and your fingers, swallowing, moving your head side to side, moving your feet and hands, and then reaching your arms behind you to the back of the mat, toes forward, reaching and stretching and flexing. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale it out, relax the body. Bend your knees, roll over to your side, using your arm as a pillow for a second there, just nestling into self. Observing right away how you're feeling in this position. Reminding yourself of your intention right here. Choosing to let it go, choosing to hold on to it, letting it guide you. And then use your sense of touch to push yourself up. Find your seated position, keeping your eyes closed or closing them when you get there. Lengthen the spine. Let's bring our palms together right in front of our heart right away. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose. Fill all the way up to your capacity and hold the breath. Zip it up. Open mouth, exhale. Relax the shoulders, relax your hips, relax your face. Notice here how you are feeling. And again, noticing the differences in how you are feeling right now versus the beginning of our class. Letting the corners of your mouth lift to your ears to give yourself a big smile. Feeling happy and proud to have done something so nourishing for yourself. And let's begin to rub our palms to generate heat and energy. Going faster and faster. And then bring your palms, warm palms, to cup over your closed eyes, barely dripping on your face. Take a nice full breath in. And exhale, release your hands gently over the face, resting your palms again in front of your heart center. Believe in yourself and do what you are supposed to. Appreciate yourself, enjoy yourself, and love yourself. From my heart to yours, my friends, namaste.